is something so genuine as opposed to what Hollywood is an exceptionally strong deception. They said your fans will accept that you're an insane crackhead. When you return home entire time, they're attempting to persuade me I'm crazy. So I got frightened, I won't lie. I was terrified to death. Clutch your seats, people, in light of the fact that the universe of parody is going to observe an unstable standoff in a stunning development. Jokester Katt Williams has released a stunning admonition to his kindred amusing man Dave Chappelle. So what precisely Katt'd say? And what will this new disclosure mean for Chappelle pushing ahead? It appears to be that Williams has volunteered to uncover the results of uncovering the dim underside of Tinseltown. In a sincere admission, he unveiled how makers boldly undermine Chappelle, endeavoring to quietness his valiant voice. Yet that is not all. They even depended on the deep-rooted strategy of marking him as insane to ruin his strong messages. They said your fans will accept that you're an insane crackhead when you return home. In the meantime, trick scholars are humming with hypothesis after comic Dave Chappelle dropped some stunner proclamations during an as-of-late re-emerged interview with the unbelievable James Lipton. A center, as per these connivance scholars, Chappelle could have recently made himself a practical objective for. In all honesty, the subtle Hollywood elites, as Chappelle bravely made that big appearance, he conveyed a punch that left everybody's jaws on the floor. Ain't no frail individuals conversing with you. So what's going on in Hollywood? Perhaps the climate is somewhat debilitated, yet what precisely did he mean? Might he at any point have been suggesting a mysterious society, calling the shots in the background in Hollywood? With his cryptic words, Chappelle started a free-for-all of hypothesis. The gossip plant immediately produced wild hypotheses about secret gatherings, stowed away images, and stealthy arrangements. Might there be a secret plan hiding underneath the style and fabulousness? Are these strong mannequin experts calling the shots, figuring out who ascends to distinction and who falls into lack of clarity in the personalities of scheme scholars? Chappelle's striking assertions changed him into an obvious man. They accept that by scrutinizing the state of affairs and thinking for even a second to talk the unspeakable, he could stand out of the individuals who like to work in the shadows. Is Chappelle now targeted of the puzzling Hollywood elites? Yet come on, how could these Hollywood elites target Dave Chappelle in view of only this one meeting graded very well? Maybe on the grounds that this isn't whenever she first has uncovered their obscure dealings. You see, Dave, as of late, uncovered how Oprah may be associated with these elites. Now we as a whole know Oprah as the eminent giver and compassionate, yet there's a completely separate side to Oprah that will leave you wheezing for more. And think about who's been onto her mysterious plan from the beginning. As a matter of fact, the comedic virtuoso himself, Dave Chappelle, behind Oprah's kind-hearted exterior, there lies a snare of contention and misleading. Dave has been resolutely attempting to uncover her for a really long time, and it appears to be he's at last prepared to release reality. Yet hello, Dave, be cautious. You would rather not dishearten your reliable fans, particularly your kindred dark people who admire you. Yet hello, in the event that Oprah has something to conceal, it's time the world realized about it. We should begin with the clouded side of Oprah. There have been rumors in Hollywood that she was supposedly associated with concealing for famous hunters like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. A few superstars have openly blamed Oprah for choosing not to see their wrongdoings. Entertainer Rose McGowan, known for her furious promotion against sexual maltreatment, has gotten down on Oprah for being phony and supporting a white out power structure. Even vocalist Seal has blamed her for being familiar with Weinstein's unfortunate behavior for a really long time. And as though that wasn't sufficient, Oprah's disputable companionship with Epstein has caused a stir and energized hypothesis. Reports have coursed web-based proposing that Oprah might have helped Epstein in choosing his casualties. A few fans even guaranteed that her Florida home was struck because of her supposed contribution in a worldwide dealing ring. Anyway, Oprah took to Twitter to excuse these reports as a horrendous phony thing. Well, Oprah reality generally has an approach to uncovering itself. And as though that is insufficient, Chappelle likewise uncovered how Hollywood elites control creatives. Truth be told, Dave has recently gotten down on Hollywood for its treatment of dark humorists. He immovably accepts that Kevin Hart, a comedic force by his own doing, couldn't ever have arrived at the levels of progress on the off chance that he hadn't consented to forsake his standards and participate in acts he swore he could never do. In an as of late re-emerged interview, Chappelle, known for his gnawing mind and unfiltered editorial, revealed that the business had once attempted to make him wear a dress. He inquired as to whether he had encountered comparable tensions while exploring the diversion world, and in the event that there were any limits he wouldn't swear on, while Mother's Grave denied experiencing such circumstances. A year after the fact, his appearance on Saturday Night Live saw him wearing a dress, going against his previous assertions about declining to take part in such demonstrations. Fans and pundits the same blamed him for selling out for popularity, in spite of the fact that Hart was effective, preceding the SNL drama with a flourishing vocation based on difficult work and certain ability. The dress episode caused a stir and touched off banters about the trade-offs one should make to flourish in Hollywood. At any rate, Chappelle has been a frank pundit of the dull plots of Hollywood. He has uncovered the controls of industry higher-ups who look to control him, involving his name and resemblance in ceaselessness all through the universe. According to legally binding commitments, the paranoid fear that dark male performers are constrained into wearing dresses on screen prior to accomplishing acclaim has for some time been a subject of conversation. A few fruitful dark humorists and entertainers have gallantly approached to share their encounters, recognizing that they were compelled to wear dress in any event. When it filled no need in the storyline, Dave Chappelle remains at the bleeding edge of this account, having intensely turned down a $50 million contract from Funny TV back in 2005. In the midst of a flood of newspaper bits of gossip, which blamed Chappelle for break compulsion and a psychological episode, the jokester vanished to South Africa without illuminating anybody. Anyway, upon his return, he uncovered on the Oprah Winfrey show that he hadn't left the cash yet, rather from the harsh circumstances that went with the worthwhile arrangement. Chappelle verbalized that he had seen how others were treated before they arrived at the zenith of distinction. Numerous performers, right at the cusp of a leading edge, wound up entangled in embarrassment or individual disturbance. Chappelle brought up models, for example, Mariah Carey's unexpected drop into assumed franticness after an enormous $100 million arrangement, and Martin Lawrence's notorious weapon-waving occurrence, which happened during his ascent to fame. During his meeting with Oprah, Chappelle suggested the tension he looked to make socially untrustworthy representations that mean to make individuals snicker at him. Not with him, it appeared to be a ploy to think twice about trustworthiness and set him in a weak position. Yet wearing dresses was by all accounts not the only issue Chappelle defied. He came to an obvious conclusion regarding dark entertainers being categorized into such jobs and the more extensive industry systems. His disclosure about a film set where he